Tanzania, one of the most magical places on the planet. My whole life, I've been lucky enough to have a deep connection with this land. The Tanzanian people are some of the most vibrant, welcoming, and loving people you ever meet. They've maintained a strong connection with their indigenous cultures and traditions. I'm always drawn to just how well they're able to live in unison with the land. However, the one part of Tanzania that always keeps me coming back for more is the wildlife. Cool. My name is Michael and I'm a wildlife and documentary photographer. I'd spent a long time experimenting with photography. I worked in fashion for 10 years and started to think a lot about the legacy that I was leaving with my work and how I wanted to be remembered. Bringing it back to wildlife was something that I think saved me in a lot of ways. Before I started shooting wildlife, I really struggled to find meaningful subject matters. I wanted to bring my practice back to something that felt like home. I think I was really lucky to grow up between two countries. My dad is an animal researcher. He's been working with baboons for as long as I can remember. My mum also works in conservation. I spent a lot of time in East Africa. I grew up on a national park. It was an amazing experience because it taught me the etiquette of being around animals and wildlife and how to conduct myself in those scenarios. Doing that for the past 2 years has really shaped how I move and how I see the world. You can't curate animals. Just capturing authentic, genuine moments. It's a subject matter that has really resonated with me. The word safari in Swahili means journey, and we had a long one ahead of us. After being on the road for a few hours, we had just passed the gate of the Ngorongoro Crater, a world-famous conservation area. And this is Sebastian, our lovely guide.
Oh my God, he's the best.
That's the one and only. Who is that?
Oh, that's me, Dr. Anthony Collins.
And I am Esther Sabuni.
We'd driven for roughly around an hour or two already, and we still had maybe another hour or two before we'd reach our first stop.
It was dry season.
It was kind of dry. It wasn't driest. Wow, what a shot. The nomadic Maasai tribe have lived and settled in these lands for hundreds of years. I'm always so amazed by just how they're able to live so perfectly in unison with nature and accomplishing so much using so little resources. A project I started in 2023 enabled me to come over and spend a lot of time with the Maasai, documenting them. I just couldn't help but notice how strong a sense of community they have. I think they serve as a great example for today's society and just how we could learn to live a little bit closer to nature.
Wow, look at this giraffe.
Wow, it's like they move in slow motion. This is another way to get to the lodge. Oh my gosh, Mum. The princess treatment.
So tired from her travel.
But not too tired to pose.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so if I get scared, I can just come and sleep here?
No, Daddy snows, I can tell you. Sleep here. It's very nice.
Look at his bathtub.
Look, they even have twin basins.
Yeah.
Huh?
So this is a nice little bachelor pad for me, isn't it? If the giraffes want to come join me.
They will lick the sofa from there.
This is nice. I know. Yeah, it was very nice to stay here.
That was a wonderful place to stay.
I agree with you, but a lion could be lurking anywhere.
Yeah, but that's the fun of it, isn't it?
Well, you don't want it to be fun for them.
My favorite thing about staying in this kind of place is the fact that I can just walk out the door and boom, you got wildlife right there. Giraffes just chilling over there. magical. Oh yeah, there we go. After some much needed relaxation time, we were back out again for what would be our first game drive.
Dad slept, he was snoring.
I was,
Yes.
was the lion.
Dad was snoring completely. Even the lion, if he heard you that, he would run.
Our first stop is one of two lakes that are still technically part of the crater's conservation area. Lake Maasai. Having my dad along on this safari was like having an extra guide. Ibis, which one? Is that the bluish one?
Yeah, the white one. Short-legged white one. The marabou stork is a tall one.
I'm very much still learning about the various species and habitats, so having him and his years of experience along was a game changer. After seeing all we could see at the first lake, we would now start making our way to the second one. Despite it being quite dry that time of year, we still had an amazing show of wildlife. Many species still managed to thrive in these lands, and the evening sun made for some perfect photo opportunities. There's just something so magical about sunsets in Tanzania. I like to think that being present in moments like this is what life's all about.
And it's going, it's gone.
This is Lake Ndutu. Flamingos thrive here. Because it's a saline lake, many of them flock here, feeding on algae and many small organisms in the alkaline waters. It wasn't my first time seeing them like this, but with this sunset, it was a sight like no other.
Look at those mountains there. Hello, Dad. Does it remind you of your many years ago?
Sure. Because I always said that mountain in you.
Okay. Then Mr. Lion is coming down there.
And with that, it was time to head back for some food and rest. But little did we know, we had only just begun to see what the Serengeti had to offer. After finishing up for the night, our guide prepared to take us back to our tents. In the distance, we could see some pale objects moving around in front of us. And of course, it was none other than hippos, one of the most unpredictable animals. Thankfully, the guards were used to this sort of thing, and so were the hippos, as they just moved out of the way as we approached. However, this was just the start of the wild encounters we would be having. Yeah, let me not speak until we get in.
What a beautiful moon. Wow. Baba takwenya. Eh? Michael, greet him. Greet him in. Takwenya. Is Michael coming? Looking cool. This is a place to die for.
Honestly.
People.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
And after Mum had taken care of her perfect photo op, lovely, it was time to head off. Taking my two teenagers on safari and they're just on their phones the whole time. Look at them. Ridiculous.
Yeah, I'm just chatting.
We had now begun our journey towards the main gate of the Serengeti. This time of year, the roads can be very harsh and dusty. The landscape was vast. Looking around, I'm thinking it could go on forever.
I couldn't help but think, there's no way any animal could survive in these conditions. But soon enough, I would be proven wrong, and I would get an example of just that.
Maybe we follow them a little bit. Yeah.
I had always wanted to see jackals. On previous safaris, I would never see them. Maybe they were hiding from me. It's pretty much impossible to capture images of animals if you're not a patient person. Wildlife never shows up when you want it to.
And then you can zoom into the...
It's about grasping a moment when it presents itself. I'm quite old-fashioned. When capturing wildlife, I try to mainly shoot film. Analog photography is just more honest, and I want my images to move away from this glamorized way we look at wildlife. I think we should showcase animals in their truest form and not what we need them to be when it suits us.
We need to retrace our steps of my foot safari, my accidental foot safaris in Serengeti. Repeated with my brother and then with my parents, due to my own stupidity.
So you were doing the campfire, and then you saw pale objects from like how far?
Oh, very close, because you know the circle of firelight is very close. It's like...
And then the lions just what, went up to your campfire?
I was sitting by the campfire, and you know how the firelight surrounds you. Then there were some lights. The firelight picked out some pale animals coming closer, and I looked, and they were lions, and they were really quite close.
And this is where?
This place is called Nabi Hill.
Nabi Hill.
Which is the gate of the national park.
Okay. Oh, so this is like where the national park begins? Okay.
That's where people pay.
We had finally arrived at the gate to the Serengeti National Park, and what a journey it had already been. But I had no idea. We had only just begun to see what the Serengeti had to offer.
Yawn, the big yawn.